Join us as we visit Dana Point, Laguna Beach, and San Juan Capistrano. My husband had a 3-day conference for work at the Laguna Cliffs, so we decided to join him. First thing we did was head over to the room to get settled in. Unfortunately, it was very overcast when we visited. Nothing like the weather we left back home in the Inland Empire. We decided to make the best out of it anyway, and the girls and I were ready for an adventure, but first we needed to stock our fridge. I wanted to pack snacks for the girls to take out the guesswork of what I was going to give them for snacks in between meals, being that we didn't have access to a kitchen. I made sure to pack fruit, yogurt, some chocolate chip pancakes, just in case they need a little quick bite. I also packed some granola bars and some meat sticks to take with us as we went through our adventure. At this point, my husband already finished his first meeting, and we decided to head out to explore and visit a cute little bakery in San Juan Capistrano. My husband had an evening meeting, so we dropped him off at the hotel, and the girls and I went exploring 2 different parks. This park was tons of fun. The girls and I pretended I walked off the plank onto the slide and fell into the ocean. This is a park that we typically visit when we stay at the Laguna Cliffs. It is literally walking distance from the hotel. It's a pretty big park with lots of room to run and play. There were bunnies everywhere that we looked, and the girls had fun trying to sneak up and get a close-up look. We brought our scooters, and we had so much fun riding the sidewalks that are paved all around the park. Literally walking distance, the hotel is right there. Day 1 is done. It's day 2. We woke up early, had room service, and headed out the door to visit the mission. There's a separate video that documented our visit. You can check it out on our channel. This is a cafe that we visit whenever we stay at the Laguna Cliffs. It never disappoints, always delicious and super yummy. Although we spent all morning at the mission and it was already a late lunch, the girls were still not ready to go back to the room. So we headed to the beach shop at Laguna Beach. I was surprised at how fun this actually was. The girls had a blast, but I did too. We spent about 2 hours here creating our bracelets. And we agreed that anytime that we visit Laguna Beach, we're going to make a bracelet for every single visit. It was nice to come home with a little trinket from our trip. This was great exercise for Gigi's fine motor skills. I've been weary about pulling out the beads at home because I'm worried she's going to make a mess, but after this experience, I'm definitely pulling out the beads. We weren't ready to head back to the hotel quite yet. We decided to visit one more park before meeting with Dad for dinner. It's a beautiful park, and I was happy to see that it was gated and fenced in. The only thing that confused us was this statue-looking thing. I thought, what in the idol worship is this? There were 2 separate play sets, one that's more appropriate for Gigi's age and another one for bigger kids. However, Gigi had little to no interest in the little playground. She wanted to stick with her sister and play in the big one. After they were done driving themselves dizzy, we headed back to the hotel, picked up my husband, and went to dinner. The food here was really yummy. We shared an appetizer and a pad thai dish. My husband had to attend an awards dinner, so we had to rush back to the hotel, and the girls decided to take a plunge in the pool. It was still cold outside and very overcast, but Brielle decided to jump into the pool while Gigi stuck to the jacuzzi. Day 2 is done. Here we are on day 3. The girls enjoyed the balcony while I cleaned the room and packed up. Here Brielle is recording as we are leaving the hotel to start our adventure. We planned to come back in the afternoon to pick up my husband once his conference was done. The sun is starting to shine and the day is already warmer, so we plan to go to a park on a beach. But first we grabbed some brunch because we did not have breakfast in the room. While we were having brunch, my husband called and asked me to pick him up because his conference wrapped up early, which meant our adventure was also done early. Here we are driving away from the Laguna cliffs. On our way home, I asked my husband if we could stop and visit a new park in Norco called Pikes Peak Park. We underestimated the heat of the Inland Empire and didn't realize it was 100 degrees until we stepped out of the car. Unfortunately, it was too hot to stay here very long and play. That is it for our Orange County adventure. Take care and God bless.